What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to episode 10 of Buckets of Duckets. I am your host, Chase Myers. Over there is my co-host, the one, Josh Watts.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to episode 10. If we did 10 times more of these episodes, it would be 100. And that'd be pretty cool.
I'd be all right with that, man. I'd be pretty proud of it.
Pretty fucking great.
I'd be pretty proud of 100 episodes. I'm not gonna lie.
We're never gonna make it though, because you fucks won't wear masks.
Bro, okay. Let's just get into it. So, as you know, I am on a tour right now to spread COVID to as many grandmas as possible.
It is out there trying to kill them.
It's my part of get rid of the boomers. I'm trying to do that, right?
You just go into nursing homes and cough, right?
That's been my jam lately, dude. I've been really getting
I go to Office Depots and just lick everything in an Office Depot.
Stick it right on somebody's forehead. Take that. Nobody cares about nobody out here, and that's that's coming from me. It's so fun. I talk from both sides of my mouth. You people won't get your shit together, so I can go perform comedy live in a small room with everybody packed together. Okay, I'm just trying to live my dream, assholes. My show in Tacoma, the one here near Seattle, got canceled because the fucking governor out here wants to take away my freedoms to spit on a bunch of people while I tell jokes and spread germs. He won't let me do that. They
what a fucking asshole.
Yeah, they mandated masks everywhere here, and they're pushing back any live performance until phase 4, and we're in phase 2 now, I guess, or like 2 or 3, and so. So they're shutting it down. The club that I was going to perform at, they're like sending out these sad ass emails to everybody, like,
"Sorry, your life's over, bro."
Oh boy, we tried, but no, not like to the comics, like to the community, like just to everybody. Like, the mean old governor's trying to shut us down. Please sign our petition and stuff. And I signed it. I'm trying to, I'm trying to get that date back. But yeah, dude, I don't know. I feel so weird about performing, and I kind of just wish they would take it out of my hands and just cancel everything, because I won't be able to say no. I just can't say no. It's not in my DNA as a comic. I feel like, especially with the pandemic going on, for them to even think of me as somebody to book at a show means that they trusted me to be like, well, this is going to be a good show. And so part of me is like, well, I got to come through on that end, but I can't kill all the grandmas. I got so much blood on my hands, dude. I can't.
Booker's just sitting around thinking, what comic would you like to pay to kill every senior citizen in town? Chase Myers? That's who I
bet he'll say yeah. Too. I bet he'll say yeah, then talk shit about us on his podcast about how you wouldn't do it. But he'll totally do it. He ain't about his word at all.
Not even a little bit.
So, but of course, Cruise Bay is July 24th and 25th. We still on, because that show. No, I think I've said this before, but like, if I could have picked one venue to not come back after COVID, like, this would have been the one, and it is the only one that is open. I got a report, dude. People did a show there this past weekend. I got a report.
How'd it go?
Not great is what I heard. And some of my favorite people in the world are on that show. One person that I don't care for too much, but 2 people I really love a lot.
I like how that was very specific.
Yeah. Oh, I leave. You could figure it out. I won't necessarily spell out all my beefs, but you can find the paper trail. I'll send you. I'll send you there. If you just do a little bit of research, you can figure it out. And so, Josh just pulled his phone up to look about who I'm talking shit about.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forget this isn't strictly visual anymore.
So this is what I heard. I promise I'll let you talk at some point. I just
There's no need.
It's gonna launch into 15 minutes of what's going on in my life.
No, there's no need.
So
do your half hour.
So good, I got some shit to work out. So
stretch it out.
Oh, gonna really live in the space, just kind of see, just kind of leave some fats in these jokes. all right, so, of course we get an itinerary that's like, hey, wear a mask when you come in. You only can take the mask off when you go up on stage. Like, there's no meet and greet. So remember I was talking all that shit about not wanting to do a meet and greet. Turns out I couldn't do one anyway. They're like, you can't do one. No merch sales, whatever. So the comic that I'm not too big a fan of that was there this past weekend, apparently just walked into the crowd at one point. And like just was like, oh, everybody, oh, watch out, which is like, dude, that's not funny. Hilarious. That is not funny. Like, you legit could have it, and you're just like walking around, like teasing people about it. Also, he sold merch.
We're gonna talk about this off air because now I do need to.
Yeah, I'll tell you who he is. It's sold merch. I got an email from the booker today, basically with like, "Don't be this comic. Like, do not do this." Like,
is there going to be repercussions at least? Are they like, "Hey, we're probably not going to book him for a while now"? Or...
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they don't for a little bit. I mean, I can't imagine trusting somebody to come back after doing some fuck shit like that.
Right.
Also, like, dude, you're like. Everything that I say about stand-up comes with the caveat of we shouldn't be doing stand-up. But,
for
sure. But people are doing stand-up, and so don't go out one of the first weekends the venue's back, as much as I fucking hate that venue, and then ruin it forever. Like, he could have shut all the shit down right then. If, say, somebody in the audience would have got upset about that or whatever, or just like, they would have been like, damn, we can't even trust these comics because the dude's immediately selling merch. He's making a joke about it. Apparently he wasn't wearing a mask when he walked into the showroom and stuff. And it's like, dude, you could have fucked that up for me. You could have took money from me. You could have took my Duckets, bro. And we got problems. Because if I got an empty bucket, I'm hitting you with it straight up.
Believe it. And you might not know this by the name of our show and website, but we like Duckets. Dude, both of us.
We get them.
Chase especially.
We get them. I'm greedy about it. Josh been begging me for Duckets. I won't even come off of them.
Not one penny.
Josh got his own Duckets. He don't need mine, by the way. It's just him being selfish.
Yeah, they just mandated masks here in Louisiana too.
Yeah, y'all are also dumb. Everybody's dumb.
Man, we're from Denham, the little town in Louisiana that we're from is a shithole that should have been wiped off the face of the earth if God was real.
Man, I got some people I care about there.
I mean, they should get out first.
Right, then, okay.
Yeah. Then
wipe it off.
And people are losing their fucking minds about wearing the mask. A guy I went to high school with who was a fucking idiot made a video like he's some kind of goddamn scientist. And he's sitting sideways, and it's like a profile, and it's black and white light. And he takes a puff off a vape, and a cloud comes out, and he's like, "The government is lying to you." And then, like, he blows the smoke out, and it cuts to this, and it's, oh man, fuck you, dude. God damn it!
Of just all the things that we have just like passively let the government do and not say shit about, this is the one that put a mask on during a pandemic is the one that we're going to all voice and be like, no, you're not fucking controlling me. Dude, you walk around, people worry about getting microchipped. You walk around with it in your pocket. What the fuck are you talking about? You don't have any rights.
His whole video was that the COVID test isn't really a test, that they're not swabbing you. They're putting a chip into your nasal passages. And that he refuses to be tracked and traced. And like, hey, buddy, you're on a MacBook right fucking now editing a video that you're going to upload to your social media.
That you put your location
on your phone. But no, you're right. You probably know more than the CDC and doctors, you meth head living in your fucking single wide. You stupid fuck. But people are sharing it like he's some kind of goddamn genius because he does a couple of splash cuts or whatever man. You fucking pussies. God damn it. It's so aggravating. Some countries just wear a mask when they think they're sick because they give a fuck about the people that live around them.
New Zealand.
They just put a mask on.
They just care.
Fucking zero cases.
New Zealand has no guidelines whatsoever. They're just living their life like normal. It's over for them. Like they're having soccer games with fans, like 40,000 people.
I have tried, and I will try for the rest of my life. When we retire, I want to take Michelle to New Zealand. That's where I've wanted to go I might do it sooner if Trump wins again. I might go this time. I might just fucking go.
Yeah, we're gonna go there and do our version of Flight of the Conchords in New Zealand. Yep. We're gonna go
without music.
If Flight of the Conchords gonna come here and take all these jobs from American comics,
Duckets are going there.
We're doing buckets of Duckets there.
I goddamn love Flight of Conchords.
Yeah, they're great. Come take American jobs all day. But
one of the things that aggravates me the most, though, are some of these fucking whiny baby assholes that are complaining about wearing a cloth or paper mask over your face for 5 minutes while you're in the grocery store. We're in the military where we had to do chemical training and you wore chemical gear, like big fucking heavy charcoal suits with a gas mask and a hood over it for days on end in Iraq and Afghanistan. And none of those fucking whiny bitches complained about it then. You just did it because you had to do it. Because it was you that was in trouble, not everybody around you. Fuck all of you. Just wear a mask.
That's what it is, man.
It's unbelievable, man. Unbelievable.
I saw something. It was probably a meme. That's where I get most of my shit. It was something along the lines of like people, they're like, all the people that say like, I'd do anything for this country, I'd fight for this country, I'd whatever. But it's like, well, because in that fantasy, you're like killing somebody. Yeah. you're like, I'll fight for somebody. But in this, but what we actually need you to do is be kind, and that people can't do. Like I said, I just don't understand why this was the one. This was the one where you decided this is going too far. You're too invasive in my life. Is me having to put on. I saw somebody that was like, if it's the mask, then what? Then it's just going to be, just take this vaccine or whatever. And then I was like, why are you making vaccines like a bad thing? Like, what are you talking like?
America seems to be the only country that predominantly takes wearing masks and giving a fuck about people around you as an assault on their masculinity. Like, I'm not wearing a mask. I'm a fucking man. I didn't serve blah, blah, blah to walk around here with a cloth mask on. If you're a man, you can just wear the fucking mask because people around you could be in danger. It infuriates me, and I don't understand it.
No, dude, me either. And I feel like I'm like, am I just wrong? Like, because apparently I can't figure out, is it like, am I focusing on a very small portion of the people that I see on social media and stuff like that and Twitter, and assuming that that's the majority of the country, and I'm actually driving myself crazy with it?
Right. I think that too.
I have that a lot because I know it works though. I know, like, if I like a lot of left-leaning political shit, then I'm going to see a lot of left-leaning political shit. And I have to remind myself all the time, like, don't just get lost in it or whatever. But this one, I don't know, man. Yeah. I feel like I'm just right. I feel like I haven't seen anything that says, I don't know. I don't understand why it doesn't make sense to people logically. Like, I don't know if they think that, like, whenever they're like, I'm not putting on a mask, like, do they think that, like, the mask is a cure? It's not that. It's to keep you from spitting. You don't understand spitting on somebody would get them sick?
And people say, I can't breathe with this cloth mask on. But, like, dude, doctors wear them for hours and hours and hours and do surgeries with them on. You think they would wear them if it was cutting off their oxygen? We're going to get lost in this. I will rant about this forever. Put your fucking mask on and take care of each other. It's ridiculous. It has nothing to do with masculinity or, god damn it, dude. That's Louisiana, I guess. That's the South. You fucks.
And you know what else too? Like all the people that I don't agree with, like politically and stuff, or that would like say those things about masks that we're talking about. Like, do you ever unfollow any of them?
I did for a while, but I stopped.
I like to know what they're saying.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Some of them, there's a specific, we've talked about him on this show, that fucking dancing idiot. We've posted clips of him on this show before. Yeah. He's, every day I read 15 of his posts and 13 of them make me want to fight him. But I just can't unfollow him because it's just
I got a cousin that's fucking cruising for it, bro. Like, I am just waiting.
George Soros and Bill Gates have funded this conspiracy to, like, where does any of this come from, man?
I don't think Unreal. I don't think that we're gonna get back to normal comedy for 2 years. I was talking about this with some other comics. Easy. I think it's 2 years because because we're already, so March was the last time I did a live show. April, May, June, we're in the middle of July. It's 3.5 months already. Really, it's 4 months because it was like the middle of March. It's 4 months right now. And we're already starting to shut down the clubs that reopened for a month. Like that for a couple weeks, right?
And it's going to happen a month from now. Everything's going to shut down again.
Yes. And so even if, say, we, by some chance, get on our like best behavior and everybody starts wearing a mask, everybody starts taking care of themselves, we either shut it down again or whatever. That means they're probably going to try to start reopening those things in 6 weeks, 2 months. All right. So at that point, I'm at 6 months since the last time I performed, right? And then it's going to be the same like slow get into it. Bookings aren't going to be that available immediately. Like it's going to be, you know, because that's the thing that clubs are doing up here is it's not like, they're not really like, and I don't blame them for this. They're not really like booking like the local guy. Like they're bringing in like fucking Pauly Shore was just up here because they know his dumb ass will sell. Like people will come see him. Like I went and saw Corey Holcomb or whatever from Wildin' Out and stuff. Like those are the people that they're bringing in because they're like, we got to still bring in names. Like we can't just give, if people are going to come out for the first time of their house in months and come see a live comedy show, we're not going to have them see some local dude like the Strong
Feature. It's going to be like a Nate Bargatze or a Mitch.
You saw he started a fucking podcast?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to it out of respect to you and what we're trying to build. I haven't listened to it yet. I've been on it twice, but I haven't listened to it.
Dude, he won't let me have anything. He knew. I've been tweeting at him and fucking talking too much shit. And he was like, watch, I'll take the one last thing you have. What, you're going to try to make your way in this podcast game? Guess what?
Nope.
I'll take that too.
Oh, man.
But yeah, so once all that gets through, so we're talking about like 6 months there, then you start opening it back up. And then we're gonna fucking, it's gonna happen again. Like it's probably a year before we're actually at like a point, stand-up comedy wise, where we're consistently performing for like half full rooms. And then I think it'd be like another year until we finally get back to where it's like, oh, this is like how it was 2 years ago, whenever my calendar was full and I was living my dreams. Dude, comedy has such a fucking way of humbling you. Like, I cannot believe that my last comedy show ever is going to be in Coos Bay, Oregon at the Mill Casino. My last show was great, Josh. I fucking crushed. I did an hour. I headlined this show. I did an hour. There was like 80 people there. I fucking sold a shit ton of merch. Like, that was a good way out. But that's not what comedy is. Comedy is not about that. Comedy knows better. They're like, no, I'm going to figure out the one venue that's
one more match.
That's still open. One more match. I'm going to find the one venue that's still open, and we're going to go to you. We're going to go to you, and we're going to get you to come in here and bomb your dick off in front of all these old people. I'm trying to be super negative about it just so that way if it's anything good, I'm gonna be sore.
Anything, low expectations.
Yeah.
You know, it might help you with that. If you tried some Alpha Brain.
Okay.
On it.
Talk about it, dude. Because I've heard that I heard your brain's expanded now.
I sent away for the Alpha Brain, the nootropics, the shit Joe Rogan's always preaching about. I've been reading about it for months, trying to find something to help with energy and focus.
What promo code did you use?
I didn't.
Okay.
I could have. I didn't want it. Nah, you ain't getting nothing off of me, Joe Rogan.
You got enough, dude. You got 100 mil from Spotify. We good.
So I mailed away and I got a free sample of it. And I try.
What does it do? Like, I always skip through his ads whenever I listen. So
I don't know what it's supposed to do, but it was fucking great. It made. This isn't an ad. We're not leading into a commercial. I for real bought this stuff and tried it. It sounds like the music's about to come in real low, and then we're gonna be like, It made it feel like I just went up a gear. Like, I felt real clear. I felt sharp. I felt like...
Did you work out?
I don't know, dude.
When you did it?
Oh, fuck yeah, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, dude. I was throwing a kettlebell over my fence, and then I jump over the fence, and I grab it and throw it. But I did immediately go work out. I don't know, man. It made me feel really... it made me feel really good. And then I bought some and I ended up paying like $90 for it. And then I didn't feel so good. So I'm hoping that when it comes, it'll make me feel good enough that I'll be okay with paying $90 for it.
Damn, how long does that shit last? $90.
3 months.
I
think it's 3 months worth. We'll see. I'm gonna overdose on it, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Every week when I do this podcast, I'm just gonna be like bigger and have more tattoos. My brain's gonna be swelling.
Just veins popping out.
I'm gonna look like a comic book villain.
Like Pinky in the Brain.
I really the last comic show I did was yours when you were down here at the end of December, man. It's killing me. But I'm not.
I can't even believe that was the same person, dude. Like, that's how far away I feel from comedy right now. Like, for 10 years, I've not gone longer than like 2 weeks without going on stage. And I lost it, dude. I feel like I lost it. Like, I mean, I know it ain't gonna take nothing to get it back, but like, it's crazy, dude. Like,
you know what'll make you feel like you got it? Some Alpha Brain. And then the music.
I do worry though, bro, because like I'm not like a sit down writer. You know what I'm saying? Like I write on stage, or I kind of you the same way, right? Well, you said a little bit more.
With stand up material, I like to write it on stage more.
Yeah.
Like the commercials and skits. The other shit I like to sit down and write, but I don't really write stand up. It doesn't work better if it works better if you do it on stage.
I think so too. And so like, people have been asking me like, you wrote a bunch of new stuff? I'm like, nah, man, because I don't even know.
What you want me to talk about?
Yeah, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to sit down and write comedy.
Damn,
on paper.
This wall looks the same as it did the other day.
I am curious, but that is the thing, because I don't want to just dust off all my old jokes whenever I do those shows in Coos Bay. Like I do want to talk about something kind of at least somewhat current, but I mean, I guess the closer I get to it, I'll start having stuff in my head, and then
you'll be energized more and like to be there. I'll send you some Alpha Brain. You can take it right before you go on stage, and you'll just riff for hours. Dude.
You sure you're not getting paid by Alpha Brain?
It's cocaine. They say Alpha Brain. It's just cocaine.
It's cocaine.
It's just that yayo. So there's somebody posted a video online. A woman posted a video online of her hitting a softball, just repeatedly. Like somebody pitching a softball and her hitting it with an aluminum bat and just fucking ringing it out of the park. She didn't put a caption on it, nothing. Just a video of her hitting softballs, and the comments were, dudes were just butt fucking each other to get under there to tell her how it wasn't that impressive.
Oh damn! Really? That was the move. I thought it'd be the other way. I thought it would be dudes trying to hit on her because she's a girl into sports. Like,
I mean, this girl was ringing it out. I'll send Chase will put it right here.
I'm not doing that. You can't just demand I do that.
Right here. He'll put the video in here. But like you go into immediately in the comments is dudes, that's not that impressive. Whatever. You should try that with a wooden bat. Why don't you? Just thousands of comments. And just to make myself feel better, I clicked on a few of them and like looked at their profile.
You know what you found.
Everybody knows what I found.
Yeah.
Just big old fucking neck beards sitting in front of their gaming computers. They look like the kids on that episode of South Park where they got really into Warcraft. I'm like, when was the last time you tried to hit a softball, man? Come on. Just shut the fuck up. It was an awesome swing.
Have you
I slid into her DMs with a picture of my dong.
Yeah, that's the move. See, I
was like, why don't you hit this out the park, girl?
That's how a gentleman handles it. That's how
Step the game up, bro.
That's how a real player play. Like that. Put that dang-a-lang on him. That's
how you get some of that old coos hound. That's how you become a coos hound with that Alpha Brain, bro.
Have you seen what they're doing with the NBA?
No.
You won't believe what they're doing to them. I know I sound like somebody took the NBA.
I'm hosting. It's like a BuzzFeed.
these anti-maskers. No.
You won't believe what the NBA looks like now.
So the season's coming back in 2 weeks, right? And they're gonna
play with mask on.
No, but what they're doing, you're gonna fucking love this, Josh. They're in Disney World. They took so the season ended with like 20 games left, right? And so what they did was, instead of inviting back all the teams, they invited back 20 of the teams. There's like a part of Disney World that is away from everything else, like in one of their resorts or whatever. They have all the players just like in hotels for the next 2 months in Disney World, and they're going to play like on the courts at Disney World. That's fucking crazy. And like, it's been my fucking...
We need basketball. The world needs basketball that bad. Let's fucking...
Dude, I do. I'm happy. I'm all about this. I do need it. The things that make me interesting in life are like talking about comedy and sports. Like those are like the two things that I could just talk all day about. And they've been taken away from me for 4 months. I just haven't had a personality, and I've had an hour to fill every week on a podcast with nothing that I love in the world anymore. Nothing is out there for me to talk about. But dude, yeah, it's just really funny because like they're like the Dallas Mavericks like literally like all went out on their balconies at the same time, and I guess like 2 of them are like DJs, and they just started like DJing and like dancing and stuff, and like players are like doing Instagram lives and stuff like that in there, and they're like, you know, kind of, there's different little like commons areas and stuff, but they're trying to keep them like I guess like, yeah, as little contact as possible, you know. And so like it's really funny, like people are like seeing each other like, yo, is that J.R. Smith over there? Like, yo, like J.R. Smith, what up? Like yelling at each other. It just looks crazy. It looks like the most fun. I don't know why they didn't turn it into a reality show. I would have loved to have watched
like a spring break.
I would have loved to watch the NBA bubble reality show and just see what they're doing in there. They're eating like airline food too. That's the other thing. It's like all like prepackaged like food, and so the players are bitching.
They're all gonna have diarrhea, and it's gonna be.
It's gone 2 different ways. So it's gone, the initial wave, they've only been there for like 3 days. The initial wave of them was like, look at this food, this is ridiculous. I'm, you know, how am I supposed to, you know, play whenever I'm getting airline food? Ha ha ha. And then so that was like a whole day clowning on the food. The next day was all the humble athletes. They're just going like, I'm just thankful to have these airline peanuts. I'm ready to play. Right. I don't need much to play. All right.
I'm ready to give 110%.
I'm ready to give 110% right now. And so, yeah, that little battle's going on, which I thought was great. So one of the players tweets out, he's not even like I forget what team he's for. He's not even like a dude really. He plays for the Magic. And so, yeah. And he tweets out something like, they can do delivery. The doorman just won't let him in. You got to go grab it from him, right? And then like 10 minutes later, he tweets out, never mind, LOL. And then today they put out like a statement, and it's like that dude has to be quarantined for the next 8 days because he wasn't allowed to walk out to the area that he walked out to, and he met a delivery driver. You fucking dumbass. Like, but it was so beautiful because you could just see like the step by step, like, like it's a play in 3 parts. Like,
you want to talk about Blowfish?
Yeah, man. Yeah, go
ahead. This past July 8th, a New Orleans comedy legend, Blowfish Jacobs, passed away from COVID.
The great
COVID-19, actually. It's a huge loss to the scene out here and to everywhere. He was one of the funniest people I've ever met.
Dude's a killer, man.
Just in general.
Naturally funny.
I did the Heart of the City audition with him. I only made the audition. He did the actual show. And he went up, and when I tell you I've never watched it was like the crowd was handpicked for him. He just, I mean, as soon as he started, he just had him in his hand and just blew the fucking roof off that place. So, our condolences to his friends and families.
Absolutely.
He was a great guy, and I hope he rests in power.
Absolutely, man. R.I.P. Blowfish. I did one show with him whenever I was still living in Louisiana in Mandeville, and same thing. Dude's just killer, and everybody.
Yeah.
He's just a lovable dude. Everybody that talk about him says the same stuff that we're saying.
You won't hear anybody say anything bad about Blowfish.
He was blind. The man was blind.
Yeah.
Already, and just out
didn't
there.
Slow him down. Yeah. It was unreal. He was really, really, really funny.
Yeah, that dude's good.
He could everything he said felt like it was just a natural conversation. It was he was really, really, really funny dude.
Absolutely. R.I.P.
So he's gonna be missed out here. I made a joke to Michelle the other day about Zoe drew a picture of me, and it's like a circle with a stick figure, and it's got a beard, and it's got its arm up flexing.
Yeah.
And I told Michelle just as a joke that I wanted to get it right here on the side of my head when I cut my hair. And without missing a beat, she goes, "That would be awesome." And I was like,
Guess what?
I gotta get a tattoo on my head now.
Guess what?
Guess I'm getting my fucking head tattooed.
Next week, live on Buckets of Duckets.
Boom. But I have a lot of tattoos that I want to go get if the places would. I think they're open. I don't know. But I've never gotten any done out here, so I'm a little paranoid to go.
Our tattoo place is open?
I don't know. I don't know. Doesn't seem like they would be. But I haven't looked that far into it. But now I have to get a tattoo on my head because I told Michelle that I wanted one. I'm not going to look like some kind of asshole. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. Get that tattoo on your head. You don't want to look like a dick. Make sure to avoid looking like an asshole. Get that tattoo on your head.
And then, my argument would be, if I get it there and I need to get a job ever at some point, I could just grow my hair out. But I know goddamn good and well when I get it, it'll kill all the hair right here. So all my hair will grow in except for the tattoo. It'll be look like I shaved a circle on the side of my head.
Yeah, I mean, if you have it short like how you have it now, I think you'd be able to see it.
I mean, I think it's fucking dope. I look like Bam Bam Bigelow, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing ever been wrong with that.
Ain't nothing ever been wrong with that.
Bill Gunn like Bam Bam, all right? Bill Gunn just big fan of Bam Bam.
Man, I've been trying to get into Buckets of Duckets is trying to do other shows. We've talked about we want to do a wrestling podcast and a couple other things. So I've been doing research. We want to do a podcast, and I've been trying to do some research and watch wrestling to get stories and stuff to talk about. And it's killing me to see how much I'm missing. You were talking about basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't watched wrestling much during this because it's not wrestling. It really, I sound like a fair weather fan, but I don't like it. Wrestling is a sport that needs a crowd, and so I haven't been watching it much now.
I mean, the whole even way that they do a match is there's a good guy and a bad guy, and the bad guy is supposed to make the people boo, and the good guy is supposed to make them cheer. And if there's no people, then what the extra things they're doing it really seems weird, when mixed martial arts, when they start fighting each other, like they're not trying to get a crowd reaction, they're just fighting, so it's
they're
fine.
Just fighting to fight for blood and honor. That's what they're fighting for.
You know who got no honor? Bitch ass Conor McGregor.
God damn, I knew it was coming. 120 pounds of no honor asshole motherfucker. I tell you what, you can get your teeth rocked. What's gonna happen? You can get knocked so hard you're gonna start walking right.
I hope you got your feet up, Connor. I hope you got your feet up. You're enjoying your retirement. I hope you're drinking on. I hope you're drinking on something. I hope you're out on the beach, enjoying this time
with your loved ones, because it's all you got.
Because in the back of your mind, every second is a second closer.
Every second that you take breath in is a gift from Chase Myers. You need to know that. He's allowing you to breathe that air.
Honestly, I'm starting to get offended you hadn't thanked me yet. If I could be real with you, Connor, it's starting to get a little offensive.
Henry Speaking of Conor McGregor, Henry has started taking his diaper off.
Mm-hmm.
He's figured out how to take it off. And this morning, he took his diaper off and he threw it at me. And he climbed onto our dining room table and he took a shit.
That's pretty fucking baller,
dude. I have pictures. I took pictures. Nerd. Dude, it was so disrespectful and ballsy that it was.
That's a heel move.
It was hard to get, mad at, dude. Like, fuck. I mean, he took his. I've started to have this. This is CPS is going to get me for this, but I have to wrap his diaper in duct tape to keep him from taking it off. Yeah, for real, I do. Damn. I have to put duct tape around the top of it to keep him from taking it off because he'll just pee everywhere. He's trying. We're working on potty training him. He's not quite there, but he knows that he doesn't want to wear the diaper, so we're stuck. But I did duct tape him this morning, and I watched him. Zoe was sitting at the table, and Zoe's gotten super into these superhero girls. So she's got like Supergirl and Batgirl and playing, and I'm the proudest dad in the world. And he looks at me and he starts pulling his diaper off, and I say, Henry, don't take your diaper off. And he goes, and then he undid it, and he balled it up. And I'm mad, but I don't want to yell at him, so I'm trying to, all right. And then he fucking balled it up and threw it at me as I walked over to him. Like it actually hit me with his wet diaper. And then he climbed up on a chair, climbed up on the top of the dining room table, and then spread his legs out and started clapping, and then just took a big shit on our dining room table. Then I was so blown away at the balls and the blatant disrespect and the disregard for me as a man and a father and a warrior. It upset me to no end. Then, after he dropped this deuce, he just fell flat on his butt, sat in it, drug it across the table back to the chair, stood up in the chair, dropped down on his butt, drug it across the chair to go stand up on the ground, then sat down on the floor and tried to put his diaper back on.
And what were you doing during all that part?
Trying not to murder my son.
I get it.
Trying not to angrily beat him to death.
So the boy definitely knows how to he definitely knows set up. Like he knows how to start.
Oh boy.
If you were looking at that as like a comedy set, that was like the perfect opener. Here's my pissy diaper. Crowd's going crazy, right? Yep. Oh my God, he shit on the table. Oh my, how's he possibly gonna follow that? Watch me worm scoot this shit all the way across this table onto a chair, back to the diaper.
He was so proud.
Ladies and gentlemen, good night.
He was so proud of himself. He claps. He clapped. He's gotten into a habit of clapping when he uses the bathroom because Zoe was potty training, and every time she would use the toilet, we would clap for her.
Right.
So, and so Henry started just doing it. So now every time he uses the bathroom, so right after he shits and worm scoots, I love that. Worm scoots through it. He stands up in front of me and just goes, now you got to clean all this up, and then y'all got to eat there at some point. So let's see what happens now, right? Now you know where I'm coming from.
Now that the dynamic has been established,
I think we understand each other a little bit more clearly now, don't we?
We can move forward in this relationship.
And it was one of those things where, watching it, I knew, this is going to be funny, someday. It's not right now, but it will be.
Man, that's insane.
He was so proud of himself. The funniest part was when they're that age, there's no ill will. He's not.
No,
he's not actually doing it. Yeah, and he's genuinely proud of hey, look at this big shit I just took.
Yeah.
I mean, all right, bud.
Yeah, to walk around that carefree.
Yeah, man.
If you went to a restaurant,
got it, bud.
Threw your diaper at the host. Shit on the table, scooted around a little bit with it, and then just sat down and tried to eat because you didn't know you did anything wrong.
They're not gonna let me come back.
What's the problem?
Wait, what?
What? Why aren't you
That's
clapping?
Something I've noticed. That's something funny. That's something funny I've noticed with kids. Zoe has her tablet. She plays these games, little learning games or whatever, and I've watched her I can't play video games because I get so frustrated so quickly that I give up, or I don't have the patience for it, and I don't care enough to really get into them.
I can only play sports games. Like
I miss playing those.
Like
Tecmo NBA 95 was my favorite.
Don't get no better than that.
I'd be the Seattle Supersonics every time, and I'd put Dana Barros as point guard, and I'd put Gary Payton as a forward with Sean Kemp.
You're going to get some points with my Seattle crew out here, bro.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I fucking love the Sonics, man. They were my shit.
My good friend
Dana
Vanessa
Barros
Dawn,
bucket threes.
Vanessa Dawn, she's from Oklahoma. She came out here to Seattle. You know, Seattle moved to Oklahoma City. Like, there's not a Seattle team anymore. And so she goes out. She has this great opener where she's like, yeah, I'm from Oklahoma. That's right. Oklahoma. The home of the Supersonics. And just punches the crowd every time. Every time. They're just a huge groan. She starts her show with Boo Me. It's my favorite thing.
Sean Kemp and Gary Payton were two of the reasons I got into basketball when I did. In the early night, like 91, 92 season, I think was when or 90, 91, somewhere in there was when I first started really watching.
Sean Kemp was the man,
because I saw Payton alley-oop into Kemp and dunking it, and because of my basketball cards, I'd watch the games to see players I had cards for, and then I got hooked, man.
Sean Kemp had like 4 or 5 like fucking really great years, and then there was like the NBA lockout where the season got suspended for like half the year, and he came back just alcohol sweats, and he had 3 more babies. Like, that dude's got 12
like 100
kids.
pounds more.
Yeah, he's got 12 kids or something like that, bro. This kid, I don't know if that's the actual name. He's got a lot of kids. And it was just done. It was done after that.
Do you remember Dominique Wilkinson?
Yeah, Wilkins. Yeah.
Wilkins, my bad.
Yeah,
Dominique Wilkins. He was the Hawks.
Yeah.
Didn't he play for the Hawks? Yeah, way back in the day. He was another guy that I really liked a lot that got me into it because I liked the way that he would do that dunk. He had like a signature.
Oh, dude, he
like
fucking him and Jordan had that like those back-to-back. It might have even been 3 years. I think it was back-to-back years where they were going back and forth of winning the dunk contest.
Yeah.
Some of those are like the best. So I guess that would have been like, I don't know, 87 and 88, 89, somewhere up in there.
Yeah. That was about when I started getting into it.
I was not born yet, but man, Dominique, he gets lost to history. People don't bring him up really.
Yeah, he was really him, and I liked Clyde Drexler a lot. Like, I got old school references on that. To this day, I can't see or hear about Reggie Miller and not get mad because every year he would take my Knicks out. Every year, that fuck.
Reggie,
he did a 3-point from the parking lot with half a second left and win the game.
That was his thing too, man. Like, he was just clutch. Like, he just played. I respect Reggie, man. I thought he was cool. I liked, I remember him going at it with Jordan in the conference finals in like '98 or whatever. Jordan's last year with the Bulls, and like just really not being scared. I just like shit talkers. I always like a good shit talker.
Me too. Yeah, me too.
And
that's why I like the Knicks.
Yeah, that was a whole team of them. That fucking brutal team with Oakley and Ewing and stuff.
Man, I miss those.
But Ewing wasn't really. Well, I don't know. There was some Ewing going off. That's not who I'm thinking of though. I'm thinking Oakley and Mason.
Charles, Anthony Mason and Charles Oakley. Oakley, Anthony Mason, Xavier McDaniels was real good at throwing elbows. Charles Oakley was my favorite Knicks player that wasn't Patrick Ewing for a long time because you could watch him accidentally throw elbows into people's faces.
When basketball comes back, that's the other thing too, is with no fans, I'm looking forward to hearing like how mic'd up is the court gonna, like, am I gonna be able to hear all the shit talking and stuff? Like, cause that's
I want to see it just cause it's something that's gonna be totally different.
It's gonna be interesting. They're gonna come back. So since there's 20 games left in the year, they're gonna come back, play 8 final regular season games. 4 of the teams won't move on. You go home, and then they'll start the playoffs. So yeah, it's I'm excited. It's like 2 weeks away. Honestly, it's the only thing I got to look forward to outside of, I got 4 shows in 2 nights, at one of my favorite places in the world, and then that's it. And then
hey.
Hey, I mean, we got this. This shit's fucking. I mean, I'm really glad. If one thing, I'm glad that we were able to get back doing this show. So
yeah, I'm thrilled to be doing this podcast again. It's been a long time, and it's weird to have the lights to like be. It's every time we sat down. Crazy. Every time we sat down to do this podcast, I think about us planning it in that upstairs room in my old house in like 2013 or 14 or whatever it was.
Yeah,
and how we were just gonna read. We were gonna do voices and have news headlines and shit.
Yeah, we had big plans. Yeah, we wanted to do like we were
segments
gonna. Yeah, it wasn't. So the old show was called Chase and Josh Talk, but the original like idea was, I think we we're gonna like just pick somebody, like just pick
each
an interesting
episode be about a person,
and like so pick like Seth Rogen or somebody, right? And then we would just talk about Seth Rogen's career the whole time was the idea. At one point, and then we had another idea of doing like topical stuff and headlines and like sketches. Like we wanted to do sketches, but for podcasts. We were visionaries.
I still have a notebook of all the sketches that we wrote, and they're really funny. Some of them make no fucking sense at all. But some of them are really funny. But like none of them were gonna work for a podcast.
No, yeah. I mean, it was just big. And then I think I don't even know if we ever were like, let's just turn the mics on and talk to each other. I don't even know how that like came about. I don't even know how this type of show came about because that wasn't what we went in with the idea to do. We had big plans and we were going to have we're going to have sound drops, all kind of goofy shit. And we ended up just doing
none of us could do voices.
Yeah, that's the thing. I have this voice. This is all I can do. I can do
I can do an accent,
higher octaves, low, and go a little lower sometimes, but that's about it.
I can do it like this, and maybe like this, and that's it. And none of those are selling anything.
You get those three people. Your regular voice.
Were you about to ask if I remembered when those guys hired us to write their commercials for them?
Yep.
I was hoping that's what you were going to bring up because
what
that's
fucking weirdos.
So in my old house, across the street, the house in the alley, the house across the alley from my house, somebody bought it and started renting it out, and they rented it out to this dude who was 100% a meth head, but he was a videographer and he made commercials. And when he found out I was a comedian, he started listening to our old podcast and then wanted to hire us to write. He wanted to film our sketch show and use it in his portfolio. And the deal was he could use it as like, look what I can make if he would record it for us.
Right, because he had all the equipment and everything. Like we didn't have the stuff to actually do any of the things we wanted to do. And so, he was like, cool. I'll film it. I got all the setup, all this stuff. And it turns out that dude just thinks dicks are funny. Like that's what that dude.
Every fucking suggestion he had was like, what if like you come riding in on a big dick that's making fart noises? That was a real suggestion on how I should enter into a scene in the sketch that
when he was like trying to impress us, he was like telling us some story of some like short film or something that he made where it was like a dude with like a dick, like a unicorn dick, and he'd fuck people with his unicorn dick head. Like
and
there's like there's a chainsaw element too or something like that.
And he farted himself to death at the end of the thing. He ate beans until he farted. He committed suicide by farting himself to death. And he didn't tell us any of this until we're sitting in his backyard with people parked behind us.
We're stuck there, just stuck there, and we couldn't have. We didn't match on anything. And what was crazy was they were like playing. It was like him and some other people there too, right? Like, it was like
We went to this guy's. We went to his house,
and
him and his business partner.
But the thing that annoyed me was that like we played pretty coy, man. We didn't really like tell them to fuck off or anything. We just kind of like survived. But they were kind of like playing some power shit. Like they were like like pushing our ideas away. Like I don't know if that works. Did you ever think about
you could just fart a whole bunch?
Yeah, you should. But like, what if you fart dicks? You ever thought about farting dicks? dude, we got a fart dick. And then the other dude would be like, bro, you got to make the fart and dick movie. And then they would go off on their little thing. And then me and Josh would give courtesy laughs and then be like, all right, so here's actually a good sketch that we could actually film that would make sense and fits our voice and everything.
But what if you did it with your dick out?
Yeah. Dude, just insane.
Do you remember I filmed a car commercial for that guy where I was a creepy used car salesman?
I forgot that you actually did something with him. Yeah.
Yeah, I did a car commercial with the guy, and man, he really wanted me to make the joke of he was trying to fit dick and fart jokes into he was trying to fit dick and fart jokes into a used car commercial, and he thought it would be really funny if I said titties as a creepy used car salesman. He really, really, really wanted me to say titties while I was talking. The commercial was
walk us through it.
This girl was supposed to walk up to me, and I was going to try to sell her a car by being like a smooth, fast talking, like dickhead douchebag. And make like, this is good. This mirror is good for your makeup. He wanted me to be real sexist about it, but he kept telling me, he would yell from behind the camera while we're filming it. And now I've got on like a suit, and I didn't shave, but I had a short beard at that time. My hair was greased over. I was supposed to look like and he's yelling from behind the camera at me, say something about her titties. And at this time, I'm like 36, 35, and this girl is maybe 18 or 19. And I could tell that she's uncomfortable. I could tell that she doesn't know these guys, these people either.
Dude, yeah, and he's got porn director energy, bro. Like,
oh, man. And he is over and over. And I was like, what do you want me to say? He's like, say something about how this car will support her big old titties. Or say tingle bitties. And then they high-five.
I know he was just going crazy the whole time. Like, why isn't he saying titties?
And before I finally left the commercial, he told me to say something about her big old titties, and then he wanted me to lift my leg up like I was farting. And to like I was farting while I'm selling her car, and then it would cut to a good car salesman. And I tell all of this to tell you that during a part of it, while he's screaming for hours and hours and hours, say something about her titties. Talk about her. Look at her tits more. Stare at her titties more. Some point during all of that, she leans in and says, I was a bartender at a bar they were in a couple of nights ago, like a local one down here, the Texas Club. And she said, and they told me they shoot commercials. And she just said it like,
yeah.
We both knew, like she was telling me, like we both knew we were in way over our heads and it was time to get the fuck out of there. But I kept like, I'm whispering to her because she's right in front of my face. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna say anything about your titties because it's very weird.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, say it about her titties louder.
You know how many used cars you could sell?
The last time I ever dealt with that guy, you dropped me off from a show in Mandeville, and because of the alley, he lived across the alley. When we parked and you dropped me off, he walked out at 3:30 in the morning or whatever it was and started pitching an idea to me that was about, it sounds like I'm making this up, but it was about a dick rocket that was powered by farts, or like, it was something, but we were astronauts and we had built this rocket, but the rocket was a giant dick. And he cornered me. He walked in between me and my home to keep me from going inside to pitch me this wonderful idea of a dick rocket.
Also, like, what were you going to do? At 3:30 in the morning, he tells you the idea, like, oh shit, dude, let's shoot it. You want to fucking write it? Let's write it. Let's do it right now. Let's go. Like,
I just took some alpha brain. Let's fucking do it.
Let's go. Let's do it.
I say all of that to tell you that guy got arrested last week for trafficking drugs into the state.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I forgot to tell you.
Methamphetamines, fentanyl, and marijuana.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you, I ratted on that dude. I fucking hate his guts.
Funny you should say that. The reason this episode is out late is because I was meeting with the FBI just telling them everything I knew about that dude. I was like, one time I smelled cocaine on his breath. I don't even know but I did. I could smell it, so I know he does it. Y'all need to go find him. He kicked a dog one time. You know what else he said? He said he don't like no cops, especially FBI's. And I was like, oh, snap. So I came straight here to tell y'all what he said.
Same thing, dude.
Yeah, but he got.
I can sing real pretty, bro. I sing so pretty.
You should have known that he was a drug. Like, we should have known that he was trafficking drugs because he still had that parted down the middle haircut and a soul patch. It's just you should.
Yeah, he was stuck at a moment in time for sure.
When I saw his picture, though, the picture in the paper, like it was like a bad show. When I saw it, I looked at his picture and he looks exactly the fucking same. When I saw his picture, I like flashed back to all the horrible comedy experiences we had. Now, yeah, you guys are comedians, but what about if it was a dick that farted all the time?
You remember? All right, so I had that horrible fuck manager, Andy Wells at. Remember he tried to.
He was technically both of our managers.
Yeah, he was. Actually, he was technically your manager, and then he took my money and brought me to. Yeah, I don't know. I was never a part of the website whenever he signed every comic in Baton Rouge that one time, and then did nothing about it.
So in 2000, that was what 2014 or so. I thought I had fucking made it because this dude who owned a business in town was like, I'm going to be your manager and I'm going to get you on shows. And I was like, fuck yeah, dude. You clearly have money since you have a business. And it turns out that he never did anything with that business ever until it went bankrupt. He had what was it? What do you call it? A head shop?
Yeah, he had a smoke shop
Smoke shop.
He's like man, I don't know.
He's a fucking dirtbag. He set up an open mic where I hope he never once went. I set up the banner. I ran the whole show, and he got paid $250 for the show, and I got $25 to run it. Yeah. And he kept the other $125 and never once showed. Fuck you, Andy.
A lot of great deals like that. It's just you're so like new in it and like you don't know anything. And then like in the scene that we came up in Louisiana, there's not really like any elder comics to like take you aside and go like, man, don't deal with this dude. Like that's not going anywhere. What like there's just we're as experienced as any comic out there. So like we're we don't.
And the elder comics in Louisiana, if they pull you aside to tell you something, don't listen to them.
Yeah, true. And so remember he had us like meet that dude.
At the Cadillac
Cafe, yeah. And he pitched us like, what was that idea? It was like some kind of...
He wanted us to host a game show. A game show on a Friday night at the Cadillac Cafe. He thought would be a good idea.
That was one that we did buck up a little bit more of that guy because he kept like talking like real. He was like, I have great ideas all the time and they're always 100% original and they always work. They always work 1,000 times.
He did tell us that.
He was like, they're 100% original. I go look online and I find something funny and then I read it. Like he said that like back to back. Like that was how he fucking phrased it to me. And I was going, It was another one of those situations of somebody not being funny and then telling us like what's funny or what's that. Because I remember the same thing in that meeting. We pitched him a couple things and he just immediately was like, no, that's not going to work.
Nobody wants to hear comedians tell jokes.
My idea would work way better. And dude, just you meet so many people that you
knew when we walked into that bar, I knew he was going to be full of shit because he had one of those button-up shirts that the cuffs were flipped up and they were a different color on the cuffs.
Oh, he was sleaze, dude. He was
the second I saw it, I was like, oh, this dude.
He looked like Orlando.
He looked like a bottle of Smirnoff Ice had a goatee and a toupee.
I was gonna say, he looked like Orlando from The Wire, the strip club owner or whatever. Like he looked like that dude. He's all greasy and just pitches just to the moon. This is gonna be the greatest show that ever happened in Baton Rouge. Is this goofy fucking game show that he's gonna steal from somebody.
I will never get over that Andy took you to a convention to book you.
Yeah, that whenever just in case this motherfucker
tell that story.
Yeah, in case he wants to get froggy because we keep saying that he stole money from me. What we mean by that is I had to pay a lot of money up front to get into this convention. It's called It's called APCA. There's two different college conventions. There's NACA and APCA,
and that's where Ray Stevens was discovered. Go back to previous episodes. Check the archives for the Ray Stevens episode.
Colleges do this weird thing where like that's how they book. They go to this convention that's set up in a couple different cities like throughout the year, and that's how they book their entertainment for the year. And you'll go and you'll literally just perform. And it's not like here are all the stand-ups that you can look at. It'll be like it'll be a dude. Like I saw a dude literally rip off Family Feud. Like a dude came out and was like, "I'll come to your school, and we can do Family Fallout, right?" And that's what
totally original idea.
Yeah, and it works 100% of the time. It's the same greasy guy, and so. So it'd be like that. It'd be literally like dude doing Family Feud. The next guy would be a poet. The next dude would be acoustic guitar rap group, Chase Myers, and it that's what it was. And
nothing better than doing comedy after somebody does poetry. That's the best time to do comedy.
Oh. And at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, that's when you want to do it. You want to follow. I legit followed a rap group that fucking crushed, like absolutely destroyed. This is how it went down. So I'm just gonna talk about
2015.
I'm gonna talk about the whole experience.
It's 2015 or so, right?
Yeah, maybe even earlier, but probably somewhere up in there. I couldn't have been 3 years in.
Yeah, we had just started the first show.
Yeah, 3, maybe 4 years in. And so, God, there's so much to unpack.
We've been fucked over so much in our careers. It's insane. And we're just that's what this podcast is about.
Just getting it out there, just laying it all out. So, the rap group.
I think you should get into this because
no, it's
this
interesting.
Is an interesting story, and it's good for younger comics to hear because this is still
this is how it works. This is how the convention works, right? So once you perform, the embarrassing part after is you have a booth. You have a booth that you stand in, and like I had a big blow up flyer with my face on it and everything, and so Howard Hall.
Keep that?
No, Andy fucking has it because he was going to hold on to it for the next one that we did, this motherfucker. And so it's just tough. But like it helps if you have somebody with you that can talk to, because what happens is the people you're performing for are whoever the decision maker is at the university and 5 freshmen. That's who's your audience, right? And after, when you're standing at your booth, they come walking by, and if you made any kind of impression on them, they'll stop and go, "Oh, that was the funny person." And then hopefully your manager swoops in and starts talking to them about your price to come to their show, or to come to their university, and has a big game plan and all this stuff. But instead, it would just be me just talking and looking at the manager going, are we gonna make this money?
This
like, what
your thing.
Yeah, what, like, I'm 23, 24, like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And so, yeah, that's the experience. So my actual performance, right? Rap group goes up, just destroys. Crowd's going crazy.
That's fantastic.
It's all 18-year-olds. They're standing up and dancing and just having a good old time, dude. Wait. And so that happens. It's like a 10-15 minute set. It's a long set. They're just fucking crushing. I don't think any comedy has happened up in this part. I think I'm going to be like the first comic on this show. And host goes up, and the host he could just be somebody. Like it's like just somebody with energy. Like somebody that you could actually see host like a television show. That's the type of people that have hosts these. So they're not comics. And so he gets up and goes on something about how much he loves karaoke, right? And then and he's like, "You guys love karaoke?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we love karaoke." And then everybody starts cheering, like, everybody wants to sing karaoke? Yeah! Fucking Journey starts playing. They just take a break and they just fucking don't stop believing for the full song. People standing up. He's like playing it like he's walking around like Mick Jagger and shit, and playing to the crowd, and just go. And I'm standing there like, what the fuck? Like, how am I going to reset this room after 20 minutes of just nonstop excitement? And then now you got to listen to my slow stories. Like that's,
buddy,
that's what happens next. And so, yeah, I go up and I do
the last thing you want to do is encourage crowd interaction right before they're not allowed to interact.
I needed the host to like calm them down a little bit. Like tell a story, thank a sponsor.
Nah, fuck that, dude. Let's get
something. Yeah, he turned them up even more, and so yeah, I mean, I did as well as I was capable of doing at the time. I only had so many chops. I'm 3 years in, young dude,
fucking killed it.
And no, I mean, I did do well. I'm not saying I didn't do well, but it's just I know now. It would make me the comic I am now when none of that shit would have fazed me. Like. You could put up another rap group and I'd have walked up there and handled business. Like it wouldn't have gone the same way.
Right.
But that's with experience. That's 6 years later. You know what I'm saying? Like it took and a lot of actually dealing with people that knew what they were doing and learning the lessons and stuff. But yeah, that's so yeah, he took me out there and all of that is what I experienced. And then we didn't book a goddamn thing. Not one thing.
And you paid him.
And I paid to go. I asked my mother $1,500 so I can
your
go chase.
Sweet mother who makes homemade pesto ravioli for your vegetarian best friend just because she doesn't want him to feel left out.
Exactly. I said, Mama, I'm gonna make this back. I promise.
Mama.
I promise. This man told me I'm gonna get $3,000 a show, Mama. It's gonna happen. I never got paid $75 a show, but I'm gonna go make $3,000 now. That's the other thing
I'll get that money so Granny can have her meds, Mama. I promise.
So yeah, she loaned me the money, and oof. I had to ask my mom to go like chase this dream.
I didn't remember that part of it.
I don't know that I've ever told you that. I think I probably
that makes it a little less funny, to be honest.
Yeah, no, it's fun. I mean. It's all of it. It's funny and angry and the whole thing. Yeah. And, but that's the thing is just like, he shouldn't even asked me to do that. Like,
no,
I wasn't ready. I was nowhere near, I'm honest about myself. Like I wasn't ready at that point to go. Now he should have booked something. I was definitely right. I could have walked away with 2 bookings or something.
Right.
But I wasn't ready to go in and just take off and book, 13 universities and
people have such a low value of what it takes to actually be a comedian. It's not just I'm funny in conversation so you can be a comedian. And dirtbags like Andy think they can just slip in and manage because, I met this guy that's kind of funny. I could probably use him. And then they take advantage of comics who don't know any better. Because they think just because you could say something funny that you can handle those environments, and it takes practice and experience and doing shitty shows and being on the road and working with more experienced comics to learn how not to get fucked over,
right,
and taken advantage of.
Well, that's the thing is, to know not to get fucked over, you gotta get fucked over.
You gotta get fucked over
couple times. Like it all happens early, man. It's comedians are tough. We're fucking crazy. But any of them that stuck through it went through a lot of shit.
Yeah.
If you're a female comic, you went through even more shit, and that's not even pandering. That's real.
One of my biggest cringy things to see at a mic is whenever a host introduce this next female.
We have a lady.
Oh God damn. I am very good at comedy and I'm very comfortable with doing comedy. But if I was introduced like that, this next lady is as funny as she is pretty, and she's pretty funny. You know what I'm talking about. Give it up for this sweet treat.
Say something about her tits.
Talk about them titties.
Yeah. How every female comic hasn't quit, I don't know.
I wouldn't do comedy if I had a vagina.
Nope.
I don't know. I might.
And then again, who knows?
Yesterday, quick story before. I don't know how long we've been going. I want to tell you one quick story before we go.
It's hour 15.
Daisy, I've been walking her all over the neighborhood. Our new dog. She's been with us now. This is the 3rd week. And I absolutely love her, dude. She's so sweet and energetic, and she's really good with the kids. But I've been taking her walking all over the neighborhood to try to get her used to, in case she ever got out, like she's familiar with our subdivision and the creeks around it and stuff. And she does this weird thing. It's going to sound dumb for the people that are listening, but when we walk by this creek, she walks right over to the edge and then rears up on her back legs like a horse almost, and then just slams her whole head and her front paws into the water and then just shakes them up and then jumps back up and watches to see if anything comes up. And then she tries to fight whatever comes up.
I like
and
it.
She will walk down the whole bank of the creek and just keep doing it. I watched her eat a fish. She caught a fish in her mouth and threw it in the air and ate it before I could stop her. But
what?
she saw, yeah, dude. Did like this, stuck her head underwater, threw a fish up in the air, and I said, "Is that a?" And then she ate it. I mean, she earned it. I'm not gonna take it for a fuck.
Nah, you better not.
You earned it. But we were walking by. She was doing her splash, and then she stopped, and there was a big ass turtle sitting on a log. And when she splashed, it just dropped in the water. And she waited, thinking it was coming at her, and it didn't. And she kept waiting and waiting and waiting. And I mean, like, she was all down, hunched up, ready to fight this fucking turtle. And I was gonna see how long she would wait. And dude, she sat down. She was waiting. She laid down, waiting. And it was like 6 inches from it was like right there. It would have, and she was waiting. And then she finally fell asleep, waiting for this turtle to swim over. And I was like, well, that's the cutest thing I've ever seen. She tuckered herself out. And right then the turtle popped up on the bank and walked right fucking past her.
No shit.
Right in front of her dumb face. Turtles. Right past her. Down to the other side of the creek and drop back in. He didn't even need to get out of the water to go where he went. He just wanted to walk right in front of her face while she was sleeping.
That's right, bro. I'm a turtle dude, bro. I fucks with turtles. That's a smart turtle right there.
Daisy does this funny thing whenever she smells something she doesn't like, or like smells another dog. She pisses wherever they've pissed or the smell is, and then she steps on it with her feet and kicks the grass, like kicks the grass up behind her like she's wiping her feet off going to the ring. It's real disrespectful, and I really love it.
Yeah.
And she jumped up after that turtle was gone. She could smell that the turtle had walked past her, and I could tell she was mad, so she peed right there like, fuck you, turtle. And then when she went to kick her feet, she was closer than she thought, and then she rolled into the water right in front of that turtle. She tried to kick her feet being disrespectful and rolled into the water.
That's what you get.
And you know that turtle saw her and told all his turtle friends, and now my dog's the laughingstock of the neighborhood. So
we're taking
her back to the shelter tomorrow.
Damn, that escalated. The day Trump got elected, I went to the zoo because I was just like, I just want to be around some turtles. I just want to see a turtle.
Turtles will understand the pain I'm feeling right now.
Yeah. All right, man, you want to wrap it up? Guys, thank you guys so much for listening, man. Make sure you go to bucketsofduckets.com, subscribe, rate, review on everything. Shoot us an email. Talk to us. Barrett, we love you, buddy.
We do, Barrett.
Yeah.
we're on social media. You can find us, tweet at us, send us some TikToks. Let us know what you think.
Send them sweet talks.
Send us some of them sweet ass talks, bro. Them talks that knock my socks off.
Ooh. Bye, everybody.
Bye.